Hey guys, hope everyone's doing well out there. I hope people are enjoying these videos I'm making. I know I lost subscribers before, so I hope I didn't bore anyone, or I certainly hope I don't offend anyone. Thought I'd do this one without wearing the weird mask and all that sort of stuff, and a hoodie and all that. I thought I'd do it a bit differently because I suppose Halloween is technically over anyway. I know some people said they didn't, or at least John Bobbitt and probably one or two other people said they didn't like the list that I come up with. But I was thinking of talking about some of my hoarding habits, and I'm still thinking of doing some videos with lists. So if you don't like those, then obviously you can feel free to ignore them if you want. But I am going to do different videos, so hopefully there'll be something out there that people enjoy, something for everyone. And I'd really appreciate your feedback or any suggestions, or anything you'd want me to see. I'll try and have a look at the comments if I can, and if I see any, if I get any suggestion, like if anyone says that they'd like me to cover a certain topic, I'll do my best to cover it in November or beyond. Yeah, so I was saying before from my previous videos today that I failed with some of my goals, like setting up some of the stuff I wanted to do, like playing football, trying to get, because I'm an Italian football fan, as I say, and a Celtic football fan. I want to combine the sports team I love with my dyslexicness, if you like, or being dyslexic, and try and raise awareness of dyslexia via football. But because of those teams I support, to kill two birds with one stone, if you like, by if you prefer, getting to support Italian football, because then they'll have more practice, and also that some dyslexic traits with creativity, and there might even be dyslexics who are really good at football or who have ideas, who could benefit Italian football and Celtic and help them to practice, as I say, and talking about the strengths of dyslexia and how they can be used for things like sport. And on the other hand, also raise awareness of dyslexia, so that hopefully dyslexics in Italy, for instance, would be treated better, and also say Celtic fans would learn more about dyslexia as well. So I want to combine two things together. But I suppose obviously if you're dyslexic and you're, say, from England or another country, I don't know if I could try and convince people from those backgrounds, from different countries, to go to Italy, and for Italy to run a tournament and invite dyslexic people, hopefully by 2020 or in 2020 October, as often as possible. We'll have as many practice games, I call them practice games or practice matches, as possible in Italy. And by spreading that idea, I hope people say, oh, that's a good idea. And then organisations work with the Italian authorities and government, politicians and people like that. And I probably should be careful what I say about politicians, because if I want their help, like when they do expenses and all that, but I'm not too keen on that sort of stuff. But and the corruption and things like that. But anyhow, I'll have to be nice to them when I want their support. But yeah, so like different dyslexia organisations, like Made by Dyslexia, Dyslexic Advantage, to talk about the positives of dyslexia in sport and how they can benefit things like Italian football. Then my thought is that if we do that sort of stuff, then people in Italy will think better of their dyslexic peers or colleagues or whatever, or dyslexic people generally. But also at the same time, other countries might look and think, oh yeah, maybe dyslexic people do have strengths. So that's like, I'm being a bit biased because I'm a big Italian football fan, as I say, and I'm a big Celtic fan. So I want those teams to benefit. And I want to host lots of different events for like Anglo-Indian. I'm an Anglo-Indian chap, so I want to get support encourage Anglo-Indians, as I say, AIs, Anglo-Indians United for Italian football. And like on the next year, on the 17th of March, which is Italy's Unification Day, I hope to like all teams with United in the title, like Man United, Newcastle United, Dundee United, and all those sorts of teams, to be invited to Italy symbolically, like to symbolise unity. So, and they'll help my goal would be to help Italian football. So I know that's a very quirky way of thinking. But on another note, and I often say it's like a dilemma of mine, because I support Italy because I was when I was younger. I probably mentioned the story before, but when I was younger, I was sat in the library in high school, and my Indian friend, and I'm half Indian, but my Indian friend, and this girl sat near us, and he said, "Why are you sat there?" And it was just a strange question when you think about it. But anyway, she said, "Because I fancy the Italian guy." So ever since, like, well, not straight away, but after a while, I thought, yeah, I might as well support Italy. And back then, I supported Italy for everything. I wanted the Italians to always win. But now it's only through football. And it's a dilemma, because I know Italy can be very racist, to be honest, but I also support countries in Africa and Asia, so I often say it's like a quirky little mixed up thing of mine. I joke about being mixed race, so I say it's mixed up, where I support just to mix things up, but like Italy is quite an imperialist country or whatever. But yeah, I support anti-imperialism. So, but I only support them in football. So I don't know if that makes any sense to anyone else, but yeah, that's another thing I was going to say, is like, because it's also Black History, as I call it, Black History and Empowerment Month. Next October, it could be like to improve relations between Black people and Italians, because Italians, I'm probably giving away a bigger. Normally, I used to keep my ideas secret because I didn't want people to copy them, but I'm thinking like, lost my train of thought. Sorry. In Italy, like the school kids, as part of their curriculum, could learn about the best Black players who have played in Italy, in Serie A, which is the Italian league, or even some of the lower leagues, and also some of the best players like from Africa and places like that. And so Italians seeing Black players playing well, hopefully they'll treat the Black footballers better, and also the migrants. Don't know if it will work like that. Some people might say it doesn't work. It's not as simple as that, but it's worth a shot, I think. And so to invite Black people and people from Africa to play football with Italians and try and improve relations, and it also gives more people to play football with Italians, which hopefully will mean they'll have more practice matches, more practice time. I love people in Italy to play football for at least an hour a day. Another thing I want to come to ASAP is I'm thinking of a range of different ideas, but I'm thinking of like, one of my dreams is to fundraise for Italian football pitches, every possible Italian to have football, their own football each, and also for Italians to practice at least 1 hour a day. And like, I don't know how many of these ideas I should give away. There's probably just one to share with Italians, but maybe like I'd love to go to Italy, and I probably won't share the ideas here, but I'd love to go to Italy and like have like blue, because Italy play in blue, so I'd love to have blue notebooks and write in blue ink to symbolise like its Italian football ideas, and to write up about how about my ideas for Italian football and how I hope it will help them to improve, like to practice at least 1 hour a day, and some of the other ideas I have, which I want to keep secret, but to share with people in Italy, like Italian football authorities, and explain to them how I think those ideas would benefit. I don't know if anyone will be able to read my writing or my punctuation, but hopefully someone will, and some Italians out there will like those ideas, and I hope I can help Italian football to become top, like encourage people with like my fellow Anglo-Indians, as I say, to support Italy. As I say, I'm not sure if I could convince someone who's dyslexic just because they're dyslexic and they have something in common with me. I don't know if I could convince someone from like England or Germany or Brazil or anyone else to support Italian football or to improve relations with Italians. But I'd also love to. But I would love to get people from the Mediterranean to unite over football, like play football together and support each other. And like somehow like from Eurasian and general transcontinental and Middle East and Mediterranean countries to play football with Italians and help each other to practice. But my main goals are to help Italian football I do like Spanish football and Portuguese and French and all that because they're Mediterranean, but I especially love Italian football. And I suppose my second favourite team would be France, because they also, as well as being Mediterranean, they also have a tricolour. Change the subject slightly. This is a little quirky trait about myself. On Fridays, I always like to have a bath, but because we're having like in my house, we're having a shower change, bath change, and all that. I'm not going to be able to do so. Well, last week I didn't actually do so either, but I know that's a first world problem. But I'm probably talking some very quirky thoughts or ideas here, so I don't know if they're making any sense or anyone thinks they're any good, or people just think I'm being nuts. But I know, like, sometimes you come up with an idea and people say you're crazy, but then probably even Bill Gates, when he came up with Microsoft, probably people said he was crazy, and yeah, he managed to achieve a great deal. Like, people might say, oh, because he's smart. People would always think the idea is great, but like a lot of people, like Richard Branson, a lot of billionaires like that, probably people thought their ideas were crazy at first until they managed to put them into practice. So I suppose people saying your idea is crazy doesn't really mean it's true. Yeah, but so as I say, I'd love to to fundraise, like use some of my videos, possibly every Friday or something. Like if a certain video where I talk about football, if it makes any money in the long run, or whenever it makes money, if it ever does, I hope to donate the profits from certain videos to Italian football, and to help to build pitches, footballs, training equipment, materials, and things like that can help to develop Italian football. I suppose, like I say, it's a bias of mine. Some of them probably also want to benefit Celtic. So I think, yeah, even buy football pitches and training facilities for young people in Glasgow, Celtic fans especially. One of my dreams, I know I've talked about it, but a lot of my fellow Celtic fans don't agree. I think they said, "Are you a clown?" or something. Probably true, but that's why I got this mask. But a lot of them said you wouldn't be able to do this. But I was saying that I'd love Celtic to be tax exempt, so that the money they get from tax, and probably even backdated, like they can get back in funding, like through here. If I'm talking to people overseas, might understand these sort of things, but the lottery that we have here, sometimes money that's made from the lottery goes into certain causes, so that money could be given back to Celtic to match what Celtic have paid in tax. So I love one of my dreams, I say, is for Celtic to be tax exempt, and I'm hoping I can win that argument somehow, but Godspeed. But I think, because the argument for tax is that it benefits society or something like that. So Glasgow, where Celtic is from, is, for anyone outside the country who might not know or who doesn't follow football, which this probably won't really interest you that much, but maybe I can get you into football, I don't know. I might dream. But anyway, Celtic, where Glasgow, where Celtic is based, is a poor and deprived area, a part of the UK, one of the poorest areas in the UK. So I think that money that Celtic pay in tax could be used to invest in the youth in Glasgow, where, although I suppose only part of Glasgow would benefit, but Rangers fans probably wouldn't want to do that. But that they could be used to buy training materials like football pitches, five-a-side football pitches, and activities for young people to keep them out of trouble. So I know it's a bit biased of me, but yeah, I love Celtic to be able to do that. I think it'd be excellent if they could keep that tax money or get the equivalent in funding, like through the lottery or things like that, and spend it on the youth in Glasgow. Anyway, that's one of the problems doing live streaming is that's my phone ringing. So I'm going to wrap this video. Hopefully someone enjoyed it, and I think it's been long enough anyway. Peace and love, guys.